Hello everyone, Scooty 7 here bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game we have the 2-3 Chicago White Sox taking on the 4-1 Detroit Tigers. And here is the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Leading off, the center fielder, Nick Swisher. Batting second, the shortstop, Orlando Cabrera. Batting third, the designated hitter, Jim Thome. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Paul Corneco. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Jeremy Dye. Batting sixth, the catcher, A.J. Pizinski. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Carlos Quinton. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Joe Creed. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Jason Bojarius. On the mound for the Tigers, it is Justin Verlander. Verlander comes into this game with a 1.29 ERA. His stats: 1 win, no loss. 1.29 ERA, 7 innings pitched allowed, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. We're here at Comerica Park, which gives a -1 to strikeouts and a +1 to walks. And with that, we are ready to start this game off as Nick Swisher comes up to the batter's box. He's batting a 190. Here's the pitch. 2-6 walk. That's a 13. The 15 is too high. 1-3, and that's going to be a single past Thames. And with that, Nick Swisher leads off with a base hit. So infield going to go to double play depth. We have a hit and run attempt coming up. And that's going to bring up Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera batting 211. Here's the pitch. 2-3, strikeout, 5. That's a 7. It's too high. 2-4, pop up to second. And that is going to be out number 1. Jim Thome up. Thome batting a 200. Strategy rolls a 12. Infield still at double play depth. Here's the pitch. 4-1, blank. 6-4, ground ball to first. And that is going to be a fielder's choice. Swisher's going to throw it over to second and get the out on Golden's going to throw it over to second. Bentia gets the out there. And Jim Thome will take over at first. 2 outs, runner on first on a fielder's choice. Next up, it's Paul Corneco. He's batting a 250. Strategy rolls a 2. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. 1-6. Home run chance on a 1-3. That's a 3. And that's a 15. That's too high. It needed to be a 12 or less. 6-6. Line drive to second. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the first. And here is the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off, the catcher, Ivan Rodriguez. Batting second, the left fielder, Marcus Thames. Batting third, the designated hitter, Gary Sheffield. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Maglio Ordonez. Batting in the cleanup position. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Miguel Cabrera. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Carlos Guillen. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Edgar Renteria. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Brandon Ing. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Raymond Santiago. On the mound for the White Sox, it is Mark Bruhal. No wins, 1 loss, a 9.0 ERA, pitched 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Here's the pitch to Rodriguez. Ivan is batting a .353. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 2-5. 2-5 is a range play. And that is going to be a 4-3 double star. It's a double star 6. That's a fly ball to die. Die's range is on a 1-2. That's a 3. And that is going to be a single for Ivan. And it goes past him. All right, strategy rolls a 3, so the Tigers hold off. Marcus Thames, first time we're seeing him in this replay. Here's the pitch. 6-1, strikeout. That's a 17. That's a 17. Struck him out. Strategy roll 12. 1 out, infield still at double play depth. Here comes Gary Sheffield. He's batting a .300. Here's the pitch. 5-5, possible error. 6-2, fly ball to Quentin. No error. Quentin, actually, that is an error. I'm sorry, that is an error. Quentin's error rating is on a 1-7. That is a 7. That's going to be an error. And that's going to be a 2-base error. He drops the ball. And with that, Rodriguez will go to third, Sheffield at second, and the Tigers have runners in scoring position. Next up, it's going to be Maglio. He's batting .353. Strategy rolls a 1. Here's the pitch. 2-2. Home run chance on a 1-6. That's a 1. 8 or less. The 10 is too high. 2-5. And that's going to be a single past the shortstop. So with that, that is going to score Ivan. He's going to come home to score. Let's see, this Sheffield advance. He's going from third to home. He was on second. He would advance an extra base on 3-6. His base runs are 2. He gets the hold sign. Doesn't want to challenge the arm of Cabrera. With that strategy roll of 20, we have 2 Cabreras in this game. The Cabrera on the field, he doesn't want to challenge the arm of. We do have a pickoff attempt. We have a 20. It's a 1-7. That's an 8. Just missed it. All right, Miguel Cabrera up. He's batting at .333. Runners on first and second. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. 3-2. That's going to be a walk. That's a 12. That's a 1. Take your base. So with that, that's going to bring up the first baseman, Carlos Guillen. Guillen batting at 250. Bases are loaded. Strategy roll 13. Here's the pitch. 5-3, double question mark, single. On a 1-9, that's a 7. That's going to be a single. And with that, Sheffield's going to score, and so will Ordonez. He was on second. He advances to home on a 1-6. He has a 1. He picks up the extra base. He's waved around to score. Cabrera on second, goes to third on a 4-6. He has a 1, and he holds. And just like that, the Tigers pick up 3 runs here in the first. They jump out into an early lead. Strategy roll in 11. Here's Edgar Rentier. He's batting a 167. 6-4. Error on a possible throw. 3-2. Ground ball to third. And that is an error for Creed. That is error rating is a 13. That's a 1, so that's going to be a 1-13. That's a 1. That's a throwing error. And that's a 1-base error. And once again, that loads the bases. That's going to bring up Brandon Ing. Ing batting a 0-59. Here's the pitch. 1-6. That's going to be a strikeout. That's a 13. That's a 19. The 19 is too high. 3-6. Ground ball to Cabrera. And they are going to go for the double play. Nope, no double play there, however. So that is, with bases loaded, runner on third, then forced out at home. So, that is higher. Roll is greater than the runner on third. He's going to be forced. Yeah, you're going to be forced at home, so it's going to be a force out. Roll of a 6 is play only on the batter. No double play. So that is... Roll is greater, so it's going to be a force out. Runner, roll is greater than. Runner on third base, then forced at home. So that's going to be a force out for Cabrera. That's an out. Guillen will advance. I did that play wrong. Yeah. Oh. I think I did that play right. All right, we go to Raymond Santiago. Here's the pitch. 5-4, strikeout plus, that's a 6. That's an 18. The 18 is too high. 4-4, fly ball to die. And that retires the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. And they leave them loaded. After 1, it's Detroit 3, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the second. It's going to be Jeremy Dye, A.J. Pazinski, and Carlos Quentin due up. Here's the pitch to Jeremy Dye. Dye batting at 313, 6-2. That's going to be a strikeout. 9, the 19 is too high. That's going to be 5-2. Fly ball to Thames. Out number 2. And here's A.J. Pazinski. Pazinski batting a 471. Here's the pitch. 1-6. Home run chance. That's a 0. We don't even look at that. 1-3. Fly ball to Thames. Out number 2. And that's going to bring up Carlos Quentin. Quentin batting a 455. Here's the pitch. 2-6. That's going to be a walk. That's a 17. That's a 12. And they walk him. All right, runner on first. And that's going to bring up Joe Creed. Creed batting an 091. Here's the pitch. 3-3. Fly ball to Thames. I'm sorry. 3-3 is going to be a strikeout. That's a 6. That's an 8. The 8 is too high. 3-4. Line drive to Rentia. And that is out number 3. So, 1 left on. No runs, no hits, no errors. The White Sox leave a base runner on. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Ivan Rodriguez. To the top of the order, it's Ivan Rodriguez, Marcus Thames, and Gary Sheffield due up for Detroit. I'm losing my words here. 6-1, strikeout, 7. That's a 13. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored. 4-3, double star 6, fly ball to Dye. Out number 1. Next up, it's going to be Marcus Thames. Thames is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. 5-5, possible error. 3-2, single to Cabrera. Error rating is on a 1 to 5. That's a 10. No error there. And with that, Thames is on with a single. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Gary Sheffield. Sheffield 0 for 1 with a walk scored. Here's the pitch. Strategy rolls a 13. Infield at double play depth. And that is going to be a 5-2. That's going to be a home run. That's a 15. That's a 15. Sheffield squares it up and kaboom! That ball is out of here. 2-run home run for Gary Sheffield as he hits a bomber out of the ballpark. And that is 2 runs scored for Jerry Sheffield on a 2-run home score. It is now 5-0 Detroit. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Maglio Ordonez, who's 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. Here's the pitch. 3-4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park. And that is going to be 3-1, question mark 8. That's going to be a power hit to Swisher. Swisher, that's a 16. That's going to be a fly ball out. That's a 16. And that ball is caught. Swisher jumps up at the wall to catch that one. 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Cabrera. He's batting at .333. Here's the pitch. 3-4 at the ballpark. We're going to go back to Comerica Park. And that's going to be 3-2. 3-2 is a blank. That's a rare play. So let's see what happens on this rare play. Slow roll to the shortstop, who possibly bobbles the ball. Throws wild to first. Resolved by rolling against the shortstop error rating first for the bobble. Then for the throw, Orlando Cabrera bobbles the ball. Error on Cabrera. One base error. And with that, that is another error for Cabrera. That's Cabrera's first error of the game. And that's going to bring up Carlos Guillen, who's 1 for 1 with a 2 RBI. Strategy rolls a 10. Here's the pitch. 5-4, strikeout 8. That's an 18, too high. 4-2, ground ball back to the pitcher. And that retires the side. And that retires the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. After 2, it's Detroit 5, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the third. It's Jason Borgias, Nick Swisher, and Orlando Cabrera due up for the Tri-Sox. Here's the pitch to Jason. First time we're seeing him in this replay. 2-3. That's going to be a strikeout. That's a 0. That's a 3. Nothing. 6-2. That's a double. And Jason smacks a double. And that's going to bring up Nick Swisher. Swisher 1 for 1. Strategy rolls a 2. Here's the pitch. 4-3 walk. That's a 13. That's a 5. And they walk him. All right. Runners on first and second. And that's going to bring up Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera is 0 for 1 on the day. Strategy roll 10. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. 4-1. Strikeout plus, we're going to add 10. -1 for Detroit. For Comerica Park, so we're adding 9. That's a 15 for Orlando. That's a 19. The 19 is too high. 2-1. Double star 2. Fly ball to Ing. And that's going to hold Jason at second. All right, next up, Jim Tomei. 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy rolls a 3. Infield at normal depth. 5-2. Question mark. Double star and a 1-3. That's a 2. And that's going to be a fly ball to Thames. And that's going to hold Jason still at second. All right. Here's Paul. Paul is 0 for 1 on the day. Strategy roll 4. Runners on first and second. 5-4. Strikeout 9. The 12 is too high. 4-5. Line drive to third. And that's going to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Ager, Brandon, and Raymond due up for Detroit. Here's the pitch to Ager. Ager is 0 for 1 on the day. 2-3. Possible error on a ground ball. 2-3. And that's going to be a single. And that is a single for Ager. It gets on. So, strategy roll 7. Infield coming into double play depth. Here's the pitch. 5-6 strikeout. That's a 13. The 18 is too high. 2-4, ground ball to short. And that's going to be a double play. So Cabrera gets it, throws it over to first, gets the guy out at first, and then Cornico throws it over to second base and gets him out there. That is a 6-3 double play. 6-3-4 double play on that one. That's going to bring up Raymond Santiago. 2 outs, bases are empty. Santiago 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. 1-6, that's going to be a strikeout. That's a 6. The 16 is too high. 1-3, ground ball to short. Out number 3. And that retires the side with no runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 3, it's Detroit 5, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Jeremy Dye, A.J. Pazinski, and Carlos Quinton due up for the Tri-Sox. Jeremy Dye 0 for 1 on the day. 4-6, that's going to be a strikeout. That's a 9, that's a 2. Struck him out. All right, A.J. Pazinski 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. 6-6, strikeout 7. The 8 too high by 1. 5-6, double star 5, ground ball to Rentia. And that is out number 2, and that's going to bring up Carlos Quinton. Quinton walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. 5-1, possible error on a ground ball. 1-1, single to Rentia. And with that, Quinton is on with a single. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Joe Creed. Creed 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. 1-3 blank. 3-3 fly ball to Thames. And he got the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Ivan Rodriguez, Marcus Thames, and Gary Sheffield due up for Detroit. Here's the pitch to Ivan. Ivan is 1 for 2 in the day with a run scored. 2-6. Strikeout 7. That's a 2. Struck him out. And that's going to bring up Marcus Thames. Thames is 1 for 2 on the day. That is going to be a 1-4. That's going to be a strikeout. That's a 17. That's a 4. Struck came out. Next up, Gary Sheffield. Sheffield is 1 for 2 on the day with a home run, 2 runs, and an RBI. Here's the pitch. 1-3, strikeout 9. The 16 is too high. 4-2, and that's going to be a single pass swisher. And with that, Gary Sheffield gets on with a single. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Maglio Ordonez. Ordonez is 1 for 2 on the day with a run and an RBI. Strategy roll 3. Here's the pitch. 5-3, double question mark, single and a 1-9. That's a 19, too high. 1-6, fly ball out there to Swisher. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 4, it's Detroit 5, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. It's going to be Jason Borgias, Nick Swisher, and Orlando Cabrera due up for Chicago. Here's the pitch to Jason. He's 1 for 1 with a double, 6-6, strikeout, nothing. And that is going to be 3-4. That's going to be a double past Ing. All right, Nick Swisher up. Swisher is 1 for 1 on the day. Strategy roll 19. Infield staying at normal depth. 4-5. Strikeout. That's a 14. That's a 19. The 19 is too high. 2-1. Double star 5. Ground ball to short. And the out is at first. With that, runners advance and balls hit to the shortstop or pitcher if the BR of the batter of the runner beats the die roll. No, the out is at first. 1 out, and that's going to bring up Orlando Cabrera. Strategy roll 19, infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. 2-4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park for this play. 4-3, double star 3, fly ball to Ordonez. And that is going to advance Jason to third. 2 outs, and Chicago has a runner in scoring position. That's going to bring up Jim Thome, the designated hitter. Thome, 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. 5-6. That's going to be a walk. That's a 17. That's a 6. And that's a walk. Take your base. Yep, and I just walked him. Next up is Paul Corneco. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Strategy roll 5. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. 2-2, blank. 1-5, fly ball to Ing. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Miguel Cabrera, Carlos Goulet, and Edgar Rentia due up for the Tigers. Here's the pitch to Cabrera. Cabrera is 0 for 1 on the day. 2-5, and that's going to be a range play. 2-5. That's going to be a double to die. Ranges on a 1-2. That's a 4. And that got over to him. It went out to the corner there. Die chasing that one. And that's going to bring up Carlos Gullin. The Tigers really punishing the White Sox right now. Here. It's one. Carlos Gullin is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Strategy roll 13. Here's the pitch. 6-2 blank. 5-3, and that's going to be a single to Quentin. And that is a base run of 1. We add +1. If roll is less than or equal to the base run, the runner advances. It is not. That's a 3. That's a 1. So Cabrera gets the hold. Infield going to come in at double play depth, and that's going to bring up Edgar Rentia. Rentia is 1 for 2 in the day. Runners on the corners. They're going to bring the corners in for this play. Strategy roll 5, and then is going to be a 5-3, double question mark, single on a 1-9. That's a 3, and that's a base hit. Cabrera will come around to score. Gullin will goes to second. Does he gain third? No. He needs a 4 through 6. He has a base run of 3. Does not advance. So he gets the hold. Next up, it's going to be Brandon Ing. Ing is 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-2 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park. 3-2, rare play. Batter slides head first into first base, trying to beat out the slow grounder to shortstop. Runners advance 1 base. Check for injury to batter. So Gullin will advance. Rentia advances. No injury to Brandon Ing. However, 1 out and runners on second and third. That's going to bring up Raymond Santiago. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. 1-6, strikeout. That's a 6. That's an 11. The 11 is too high. 4-6, and that's going to be a fly ball to Quentin. And that's a failed sacrifice roll. But let us see what happens here. We have a 6, so we do have a play here. We have a 6. And that is the check the die of the 5. That's going to be a 2. Lead runner thrown out. And that's going to end the inning. Gullin's going to go home, and they throw him out at the plate. They got him out. So they tagged him out at the plate, and they leave 1 stranded. It's 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. After 5. It's Detroit 6, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the 6. It's going to be Jeremy Dye, AJ Przinsky, and Carlos Quentin due up. Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch to Dye. 5-1. Error on a ground ball. And that is going to be 4-5, and that's going to be a double star 3, and that's going to be a fly ball to Ordonis. Out number 1. Here's AJ Przinsky. Przinsky is 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. 6-1, range play at the ballpark. 4-2, single +7 to Thames. Fly ball to Thames. Thames' range is on a 1-2. That's a 2. He got the play. 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Carlos Quinton. Here's the pitch to Quinton. 1 for 1 with a walk. 1-6. Home run chance on a 1-3. The 4 is too high. 5-1. Fly ball out there to Ordonis. Out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Tigers retire the White Sox in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Ivan Rodriguez, Marcus Thames, and Gary Sheffield due up for Detroit. And that is going to do it for Mark Bruhl. Once again, he only goes 5 innings. We have a right due up. And they're going to bring in Adam Russell. Adam Russell comes into the game with a 9.0 ERA. He has 1 inning pitched, allowed 2 hits, and 1 strikeout. No wins, no losses. All right. So he's going to face Rodriguez, Marcus, and Gary. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 4-2. That's going to be a blank. Real quick, let's take a look here at the stats. Mark Bruhl went 5 innings, allowed 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run. ERA of a 9.0. 5-5. Ground ball back to the pitcher. And Russell gets that. Tosses it over to Kaneko for out number 1. Marcus Thames is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a run scored. Here's the pitch. 4-4 blank. 2-6 ground ball to Cabrera. Takes it. Throws it over to Kaneko for out number 2. Gary Sheffield, 2 for 3 on the day with a home run, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. 4-1, strikeout 10-3. Struck him out. And just like that, the White Sox return the favor. No runs, no hits, no errors. A very easy inning to score for both teams. After 6, it's Detroit 6, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. It's Joe Creed, Jason Borgias, and Nick Swisher due up for the White Sox. Here's the pitch to Creed. Creed is 0 for 2 on the day. 1-3, and that's going to be a blank. 3-5, fly ball out there to Ing. Out number 1. Jason Borgias. He's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. 4-4, strikeout 0, nothing. 6-2, and that's going to be another double out there to Ing. And we go to the top of the order, and with that, Justin Verlander is now tired. They're going to leave him in, see what he can do here. Swisher, 1-6. Home run chance, that's a 0. 2-1 double star 5. Ground ball to shortstop. The out is at first. Jason gets the hold. 2 outs. Runner on second, and that's going to bring up Cabrera, who is 0 for 3. 2-3. Strikeout 5. That's a 15. Too high. 5-2. Ground ball back to Rentia. And Sing, take me out to the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and once again the White Sox leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Maglio Ordonez, Miguel Cabrera, and Carlos Guillen due up. Anyway, let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 innings of play. Chicago being shut out, no runs on 5 hits with only 3, and they've committed 3 errors in this game. Detroit has scored 3 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second, 1 in the 5th, 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors. And they're going to leave Russell, and he's going to go 1 more inning. He can face 2 more batters. So he's going to go up against Maglio Ordonez, Miguel Cabrera, and Carlos Guillen. Here's the pitch to Ordonez. Ordonez is 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. 3-6, that's going to be a strikeout. 6, the 20 is too high. 6-3, and that is going to be a double. And Ordonez gets on with a double. And that's going to bring up Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera is 1 for 2 with a double, a run, and a run scored. 2-4 wild pitch on a 1-16. That's a 6. And that is just a bit outside, as Mr. Baseball would say. Russell gets the ball back, gets his composure back. And here comes Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera is 1 for 2 in the day with a double, a walk, and a run scored. Here's the pitch. 6-3. And that is going to be a ground ball to first. And yes. And yeah, they'll get the auto out at first. So they're going to get the out at first. Ordonez gets waved around. And that is out number 1. And Detroit now has a 7-0 lead over the Tri-Sox. And that's going to bring up Carlos Guillen. Adam Russell, now tired. What's the ball? And they're going to leave him in. They're going to see what he can do for 1 more batter. Here's Carlos Guillen. Guillen is 2 for 3 on the day. 3-5. That's going to be a walk. That's a 14. That's a 7. And that's going to do it for Adam Russell. They are pulling in. We have a right switch coming up. So they are going to bring in, they're going to go with J.D. Carousel. Comes into the game with an ERA of a 4.50. No wins, no losses, 4.50 ERA, 2 innings pitched, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout. 2 walks so far in this replay. Taking a look at the stats here for Adam Russell. Went 1 1/3 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 wild pitch, ERA of 7.83. Here's the pitch. To Rentier. Rentier is 2 for 3 on the day, 3-5 at the ballpark. 1-5, single, +9 to die. And that is going to be a double as Rentier stretches that single into a double. Gulen gets the hold sign. And next up is Brandon Ing. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. 4-6, wild pitch on a 1-2. The 4, no. 6-3, fly ball to Quinton. And that is... Oh, we have a 1 here. Came up as a failed sacrifice fly. So we're going to see. We're going to check the 4. Lead runner advances, so Gulen will come home to score. And that leaves the 3. Nope, he gets the hold. And it's now 8-0 Detroit. Raymond Santiago up. He's 0 for 3. 4-3 walk, 18. That 19 is too high. 2-3 single pass Swisher. And Rentier will come home to score. On that. And next up, that's going to be Ivan Rodriguez. We go to the top of the order. He's 1 for 4 on the day with a strikeout and a run scored. Here's the pitch. 2-5 strikeout, 10. The 19 is too high. 5-3, fly ball to Swisher. And that is out number 3. And that retires the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the after 7. It's Detroit 9, Chicago nothing. We go to the top of the 8th. It's Jim Thome, Paul Cornico, and Jeremy Dye due up. And that is going to do it for Verlander. Verlander is going to come out. We have a left-right rate coming up. And I think they're going to bring in Lopez. Nope, they're going to bring in Clay Rapida. We haven't seen him in this replay. He does have 3 wins, no losses. A 4.22 ERA, 21 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 19 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 13 walks. Taking a look here at the stats. Verlander went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 1 strike, ERA of a .64. Here's the pitch to Jim Thome. He's going to face Thome, Paul, and Dye. 3-2, possible error. 6-2, fly ball out to the Ing. No error there. Ing's error rating is a 0. Out number 1. Paul Cornico up. Here's the pitch. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And that's going to be 3-5, question mark, double star on a 1 to 11, that's a 2. And that's going to be a ground ball to Santiago. Out number 2. Jeremy Dye, 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. 3-6, blank. 1-1, fly ball out there to Jordanes. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Detroit retires the Sox in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Marcus Thames, Gary Sheffield, and Maglio Jordanes due up for the Tigers. And that's going to do it for JD. As once again, Chicago has to go back to their bullpen. This time they're going to bring in Scott Linebrink. We have seen him in this replay. He did pitch 1 inning and allowed, only had 2 strikeouts. Going to the stats here for JD, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, an ERA of a 6.67. All right, here's the pitch to Thames. Thames is 1 for 4 on the day. 5-6, possible error on a ground ball. 4-1, and that's going to be a double to Swisher. And that is an error to Swisher. Swisher's error rating is a 1 to 7. That's a 2. That's a 1-base error. So what would have been a double stretches it into a triple on that. Next up, it's going to be Gary Sheffield. He's 2 for 4 in the day with a home run, a strikeout run, and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. 2-2, hit by pitch. That's a 0. We don't worry about that. 1-1, fly ball to Quinton. And that is going to be a failed SF roll. And the 2, it's going to hold Thames at third. And that's going to bring up Jordanes. He's 2 for 4 in the day. Here's the pitch. Has a double, a run scored, and an RBI. 5-6. That's going to be an error on a ground ball. Well, possible error on a ground ball. 5-1. Power hit to Dye. That's a 3. That's going to be a double. No error there to Dye. And that's 10 runs now for Detroit. Cabrera's up. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. 1 out. Runner on second. They're going to go to double play depth. 5-6. Error on a possible ground ball. 4-5. Pop up to Creed. Out number 2. Lindbeck now tired. Here's the pitch to Gulen. Gulen is 2 for 3 on the day. And that is going to be a 5-4. That's going to be a walk. That's a 14. The 17 is too high. 5-5. Fly ball to Quentin. And that is out number. Nope. So, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. After 8, it's Detroit 10. Chicago nothing. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Let's take a look here at the box score. So for Detroit, they've scored in almost every inning except the 3rd, the 4th, and the 6th. They scored in the 1st, the 2nd, the 5th, 3 runs in the 7th, 1 run in the 8th. On that, they scored 1 also in the 5th. They started off strong, the Tigers. Can they finish off strong? We'll see. That's going to do it for Clay. And they're going to bring in their closer, Bobby Say. Bobby Say, ERA, comes into the game with an ERA of an 18.0. He only pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Clay. Clay went 1 inning, no ERA. All right, he's going to face AJ, Carlos, and Joe. Here's the pitch to AJ. 1-3 range play. 4-5 double star 2. Fly ball to Thames. Thames's range is on a 1-2. That's a 1. He got the out. Next up, Carlos Quentin. Quentin 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. 6-2 range play at the ballpark. 2-5 double star 2. Fly ball out there to Thames. Thames's range is on a 1-2. That's a 5. That one got by him. And that one got by him, 1 out. And that's going to bring up Joe Creed. Creed, they are not going to let hit. They're going to bring in Toby Hall to pinch hit. Toby Hall comes into the game with a 250 average. Here's the pitch. 6-2 range play at the ballpark. 5-3 question mark 9. That's a 17. That's going to be a fly ball out. That's going to go to Ordonis. Range is on a 1-2. That's a 1. Got the out. And next up, it's going to be Jason Borgias. Down to their final out. He's 3 for 3. He has hit doubles every time at bat. Here's the pitch. 4-2 blank. 2-1. That's going to be a ground ball to Cabrera. And that's the game. And that's the game, folks. Detroit defeats the Chicago White Sox 10-0. They shut him out. Final line score coming right up. What a game here. Detroit winning 10-0. Detroit will go to 5-1. That's going to drop Chicago to 2-4. Chicago, no runs, 6 hits, and they've committed 4 errors in this game. Detroit, 10 runs on 15 hits, no errors. Justin Verlander gets his second win. Mark Brill gets his second loss of the game. Gary Sheffield hit the only home run. In this game. So with that, let's take a look here. Justin Verlander picks up his second win. He went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, ERA of a .064. Mike Brill gets the loss. He went 5 innings, had 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run, an ERA of 9.0. Scott Lindbeck, the last pitcher up. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, an ERA of a 4.50. Well, that's going to do it for us here in Detroit. If you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up on your way through the turnstiles. And until next time, I'm Scooney007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.